Hello people and welcome back to News Review. No, I'm not dead. If you're interested in why there's been a lack of uploads, you can stick around to the end of the video to listen to me talk about that. Anyway, as you can see from the image, the big thing this week is the Black Gold Lilith's VR form. If you are a new or returning player, I do recommend you check out my new player guide. It'll help you better understand what I'm saying in the video. As always, open up the patch notes, link in the description if you want to follow along. Lilith is skipping PR and going straight to VR, which does mean that she will have two forms. As usual, the OG form will be more suited to be a leader. Usually I ignore leader skills, but I put this here because these stat multipliers are pretty insane. Times 4 HP leads to a huge health pool. You're getting somewhere in the ballpark of 800k with this leader, just from some of the videos I've seen. Also, this was already a thing with the original Lilith, kind of. But she is a universal leader with no restrictions, so the team flexibility is really high. With the removal of the restrictions for the attack boost, this becomes an extremely powerful leader. For her team skills, there are a ton of them, so this will be multiple pages, starting with the soul merging and resonance modes. These are the same as before, as in what they give you, with resonance syncing the attack with the highest attack member and also ignoring black and white zone, and soul merging being recovery equals 0, and reducing the CD of Lilith. I don't know if that was there, I think it was, but you get ×2 attack in both forms now, with just a straight up boost in resonance and a hyper state boost in soul merging. From this point onwards, both forms of Lilith get these team skills. The next set of team skills should also look somewhat familiar to previous users of the card. The new skills here are the absorption of the first hit of each enemy, which is once per enemy, not once per round, so you're not literally invincible. But that's pretty good and good enough in my opinion. You also ignore more board hazards such as electrified and smog and laser trap and tornado. This just makes the survivability of the team even better. These skills are mostly new. The CD reduction upon entry will help the team immediately be ready, and inbuilt shield ignoring is also really useful. Ignoring initial anti-rune and puzzle shield, which is in keeping with other modern leaders. Triggering a character runestone also further gives CD cycling, allowing very frequent activations of Lilith's active skills, especially if you pair it with the resonance mode. One of the modes allows you to reduce CD. I already forgot, that was 2 slides ago. But yeah, basically what this team does is that you activate Lilith's active a lot. You also get the craftability, which the only thing different from in the past is that you ignore disguised runestones for 1 round, which is relatively useful, but I mean you activate this whenever it's up, so nothing changed there. Lastly, all Liliths also have a team skill with Adam when they are in the team together. Even though the first point of C reduction isn't needed in a Lilith team, the other points of making the character immune to negative effects is very useful. Just, you know, not being locked and not getting fatigued or windswept or anything like that. Which means that Adam will probably be a staple member in Lilith teams going forward. Lastly, the bond skills again give even more CD reduction. This first one is with Adam, and the other ones are with some other Lilith cards. The first one is in the OG form, and the second one, or rather the combo plus 2, is in the OG form, and 2 extra attacks are for the Divergence form. As before, this Lilith has 2 active skills, with both being CD6. The first active allows you to enter the 2 forms with a new effect of ignoring cross-shaped shield and sky-dropping protected runestones. It is worth noting that this is the first ever card to give global ignoring for cross-shaped shields, so that's quite useful. For the soul merging mode, there is now a fixed board of 6 columns of all types, and the resonance mode now has a fixed board of 15 water and 15 heart in groups of 3. Both are removal, both are great. For her second active, it is very similar to her old skill, the new effects being restoring the board, which you didn't have before. Quintet direct damage, previously it just was water. Ignoring scorching areas and ignoring all runestone shield. Ignoring scorching areas is great because this team does operate on Skydrop. so that gets rid of one of the pain points in the past. Moving on to her other form, this form technically has higher stats on the leader skill, but is more restrictive since you need to dissolve groups of 5 runestones in the first batch to get the extra attack there. Although you might still run one as leader and one as ally for the active skills, since both forms actives are just that good. This form also has 2 active skills. The first one is short but great. It ignores multi-hit shield and percentage resistance shield, 2 rarer but also annoying shields, and also carries over her attack to the next round, something very useful both for speed and also utility for certain shields. The second active has a lot more effects. It counters a lot of what used to be weak points for the team, such as enclosed areas, and also forces skydraw of a certain type regardless of what you ended movement with. Choosing the type to attack with is also nice, and the shield breaking is probably redundant but good to have anyway. Next up, there's going to be a new kind of Dragonward, the Neo Dragonward, which kind of sounds like a joke name, but this is real. This also sounds like a concept that they're going to do once and never again, since this game does have a lot of those. Regardless, you make this by combining 2 Dark Dragon Cruxes and the original Dragon Ware, the Cerulean Ticker, together in the Craft Furnace. You can get the Dark Dragon Cruxes by VRing Lilith in the event period, but unfortunately if you don't have a Cerulean Ticker already, you won't get one for free even if you pull for Lilith right now. This Neo Dragonware is special since you can activate it 3 times instead of the conventional 2, but apart from that it also has very good skills on it, so I do recommend you making it if you have the OG Dragonware for Lilith lying around. It is pretty much just a straight upgrade. These 2 free Lilith variants also got minor buffs to work with the new one. There's not much that changed though, so I'm skipping over that. You can take a look at it if you want. Moving on to the free cards, we have a new free series with a team skill of time 2 stat boost and CD6 upon entry. You just need to have 2 or more on the team, I think. This is way better than the last free series. Starting that off is a new Fire Elf ultimate card, Herald of Misery. Ignoring death damage is a relatively rare skill. This is the first ever Fire Elf to do so, and Skydropping Heart also has some niche uses, so a niche but useful card in my opinion. The other new free card in the same series is the Challenge Stage Water Beast card, Junka, which is a sorely needed beast card because she actually does something. This is the second ever beast card to do burst damage after Bond from Spike's family, which was a while ago, so a very welcome addition to the beast roster. Because the 12th anniversary is coming up, there will be a ton of login rewards and missions that give various materials and currencies. The game will explain all of that. You just look at all the stuff in the game. I'm not going all of that here because, you know, it's just a bunch of stuff. The last new thing that we have are 3 new Chronon cards, 2 1-star ones and 1 2-star one. None of these are imperative to get and level, so you can level them as needed in the future. One of them does give CD-4 to Earth members. That's probably the most notable skill out of all of them. Before my ranking of the free cards, let me talk a little about Lilith. Lilith will be up for pulling, but I don't necessarily think that it's a good idea to pull for here with the Chinese New Year Black Gold coming up. Don't get me wrong, even though this is probably the most powerful evolution of a Black Gold ever, or at least seen in recent times, I still think that it's worth seeing the skills of the new Black Golds first, especially if you're low on diamonds. On the other end, if you already have Lilith, either by pulling her on release or through a new player mission a while back, definitely VR her. You'll get a powerful and fun leader to play with. I'm also going to do a bit of a bold prediction for just my own account, and I guess for other people who have similar leaders to me and also a buttload of diamonds who you just don't feel like spending them. I feel like Lilith is so OP that I might skip the Chinese New Year Black Golds, even though as of recording this I have no idea what their skills are, so we'll see whether that comes true. And for my ranking of the free cards, both of the new cards are pretty decent. They belong to races that aren't bloated with existing cards. They have a good team skill and their actives actually do things. For the celebration events, the returning ultimate card is the Fire God Giles. You can get one and move on. Apart from that, there's not much that I need to talk about. Before I end the video, I'm going to yap a little about the channel, so stick around if you're at all interested. If you haven't noticed, I haven't uploaded for close to a month, and there have been multiple reasons for that. I think I'm just a bit burned out of making the high effort slides for these nude videos. since they don't do very well if there's no collab. On top of that, some weeks just aren't very exciting in terms of new content, and I don't really feel like doing a video on those weeks since there's nothing there to tell you about and the video doesn't do very well. Lastly, life has just been busy and I found it hard to muster up the motivation to make videos in general. Hopefully that will change. I appreciate anyone who stuck around and listened to this, and yeah. That's it for this week's news review. If you liked it, please leave a like. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. And if you like this in general, please subscribe. It helps me and the channel out. And I'll see you next video. See ya!